Um, it's Aaron, and in my last video I very briefly mentioned that I am a socialist. And I just want to talk a little bit about that. So, how I see it is, in America there is an incredible gap between the rich and the poor, and it isn't a secret. I mean, the 1%, the 1% of the population that makes the most money controls more money than the bottom 95, which, in perspective, that's an incredible statistic, and that is because of our primarily capitalist economy. And I think that in America we see competition in sports, in our economy, and we see it as a good thing. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people have become very successful via capitalism, but I don't think that a lot of the wealth that has been obtained is very arbitrary. Once you gain a little bit of wealth and you invest it, it's kind of like gambling. And so I don't think people can say, you know, I earned all this money, because a lot of it is just luck. For example, there's incredibly rich people that are not hard workers, and then there's incredibly rich people that are hard workers. There are incredibly poor people that aren't hard workers, and incredibly poor people that are hard workers. So it's hard to mitigate between the two. But I think socialism kind of helps to stop that big gap that we have in America. And like, I think people don't really think of socialism as a good thing because it's completely, in America it's completely similar to communism, even though while they have their similarities, there are some very profound differences. Here, I'll read the platform for the Socialist Party of the United States of America. It says, "The Socialist Party stands for the abolition of every form of domination and exploitation, whether based on social class, gender, race or ethnicity, age, education, sexual orientation, or other characteristics. We are committed to the transformation of capitalism through the creation of a democratic socialist society based on compassion, empathy, and respect, as well as the development of new social structures. Socialism will establish a new social and economic order in which workers and community members will take responsibility for and control of their interpersonal relationships, their neighborhoods, their local government, and the production and distribution of all goods and services." So it's basically just saying that everyone should be equal and everyone should have an equal opportunity to community resources, and that property and goods should not be private, but they should be collective. The main criticism of socialism is that rich people shouldn't have to pay for poor people because, you know, there's poor people that just live off the government and they don't even make an attempt to get a job or make any money for themselves. So conservatives often talk about the unfairness of entitlement programs, and I think that's a valid criticism, but I don't think that a completely right on the political line ideology would help that at all, because while the rich wouldn't have to give their money away, the poor would be dying because they wouldn't be making any money for food. So socialism, a lot of the socialist groups that I've been researching from around my area are very active in contemporary civil rights and contemporary promotion of like the GLBT community, feminism, and various other groups that are being socially oppressed in the United States. And socialism is one of the few groups that's actually making a stand for it and saying we don't want to have to put up with this. We want everyone should be equal, which I think is great, and I don't see like what the problem with that would be. I think that Karl Marx claimed that socialism was the transition period between capitalism and communism, but I believe that it doesn't have to be like that. We can have a socialist economy and political system in the United States if we recognize that there are clearly benefits for it. A lot of people criticize communist and socialist countries, but then if you look at America, we are declared capitalists, and yet we have a lot of socialist programs, government-funded programs like welfare, food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid, and it's helping a lot of people. And I think to take that away would be completely wrong. We would have many people that wouldn't be able to afford health care or insurance, and they would die. And I think people on the right side of the spectrum would say, well, that's kind of their own fault. They should have worked harder and made money. But I don't think it can be that simple. I think that's pretty much it. I will put a link in the description to the Socialist platform of the United States of America if you want to look any further into what their platform says. And yeah, I know I'm going to get a lot of posts saying that I'm a freedom hater and that our country is the bomb, but in all honesty, I don't think it's the best country in the world. We're falling behind, and we need to get picked back up. So yeah, comment, subscribe, do whatever. You can post your hate comments below, challenge me, tell me why I'm wrong, and I'll comment back. And by the way, good job on commenting on my religion video. I got a lot of good comments challenging me, and a lot of good comments giving me more ideas of why I might be right. So yeah, I'm looking for that. Post them down below, and until next time when I got something else to talk about.